Welcome to the Explainer. Look, if you're building, innovating, or honestly just trying to keep your head above water with tech right now, you know that artificial intelligence is moving at an absolutely breakneck pace. It's wild. Today, we're going to navigate the incredibly complex 11-layered AI tech stack. We're going to break down exactly what all these pieces do, how they actually fit together, and most importantly, how you can use them to build the future. Okay, let's dive into this. If you've been skimming tech news or trying to build an app recently, you're probably getting just totally bombarded with buzzwords. RAG, vector databases, embeddings, agentic frameworks. I mean, it can be incredibly overwhelming for innovators today to make sense of this explosion. How are you even supposed to know what tools you actually need, let alone how they connect to one another? And looking at the landscape today, it's pretty easy to see why it feels so complicated. We've got dozens of logos, 11 distinct categories, and just an absolute maze of software options. You've got foundational models sitting at the top, data storage way down at the bottom, and all these security protocols wedged in between. It is a massive web of visual complexity. But hey, don't worry. By the end of this explainer, we are going to simplify this entire stack completely. To pull that off, we're going to use a master analogy. For just a minute, I want you to completely forget about servers, code repositories, and API endpoints. Seriously, toss them out. Instead, we're going to translate this entire intimidating software stack into the physical environment of a high-end, fast-paced restaurant kitchen. Every single tool in our ecosystem plays a specific critical role in getting a five-star meal out to the dining room. So let's meet the team. First up, we have the LLM, or Large Language Model. In our restaurant, the LLM is the master chef. Now, this chef is incredibly talented. They've gone to the absolute best culinary schools in the world. They possess vast general knowledge, and they know how to cook a massive variety of things. We're talking anything from delicate French pastries to Japanese sushi. They are the brain of the entire operation. And just like in the real world, you have your pick of celebrity chefs to run your kitchen. In the modern AI ecosystem, these master chefs include heavyweights like OpenAI's GPT, Anthropic's Claude, and Google's Gemini. But you've also got incredibly powerful open source or specialized options alongside them, like Meta's Llama, Mistral AI, and Cohere. You essentially hire the chef that best fits your restaurant, balancing things like cost, speed, and whether you want an open source chef or a proprietary one. The choice you make here really dictates the base capabilities of your whole operation. But here's the catch. While your master chef, the LLM, has this amazing generalized culinary degree, they don't automatically know the exact secret recipe for today's hyper-specific daily special that, say, your grandmother wrote down on a napkin, right? They need a little help to get those hyper-local details exactly right. And that brings us to a really critical comparison, the LLM versus RAG. Enter RAG. That stands for Retrieve, Augment, and Generate. If the LLM is the master chef, RAG is the incredibly efficient sous chef. When an order comes in for that secret family recipe, the sous chef literally sprints to the back office, retrieves the exact recipe card, augments the master chef's workspace by slapping it right in front of them, and allows the chef to generate the perfect dish. Tools like LangChain, LlamaIndex, and Haystack play this exact role. They fetch highly specific data so your AI doesn't have to just guess. Next, we need memory for persistent experiences. Just imagine a regular customer walks into your restaurant. They always want extra salt, no onions, and sparkling water. You definitely don't want to ask them their preferences every single time they visit. That's just bad service. Tools like Memo, Zep, and Letta act as the chef's personal notebook. They remember the favorite dishes of your regular customers across multiple interactions, making the whole AI experience feel super personal and continuous. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is embeddings. In our kitchen, think of this as taking raw, complex ingredients and breaking them down into their basic flavor profiles. See, the AI doesn't actually understand a tomato the way you and I do. But through embeddings from providers like OpenAI Embeddings or Cohere Embed, it understands the exact mathematical coordinates of its sweetness, acidity, and umami. It translates human ingredients into a language the AI kitchen can actually cook with. Once those ingredients are broken down into precise flavor profiles, or vectors, well, they need a place to live. And that is the vector database. Its main job is to store, search, and manage vector embeddings. Basically, it's the kitchen's hyper-organized pantry. When the sous chef needs an ingredient that is, let's say, exactly 40% sweet and 60% spicy, they don't just rummage blindly in the dark. They go straight to this perfectly indexed pantry to find it instantly.
And the leading pantries in our ecosystem are highly specialized for this task. We're talking about heavy-hitting databases like Pinecone, Weaviate, Qdrant, Milvus, Chroma, and pgvector. These tools are where those mathematically represented ingredients are stored. The reason you need specialized tools here, rather than just your standard databases, is all about speed and scale. They retrieve vectors at lightning speed, comparing mathematical distances between concepts, ensuring your kitchen never ever slows down during a crazy dinner rush.
So the food is being prepped and cooked. Awesome. But how does the overall service actually happen? Let's move away from the cooks and look at the broader staff, which brings us to Agentic AI. This operates on a really simple three-step process: plan, act, and deliver. Think of this as your autonomous wait staff and expediters. They look at the dining room, plan which tables need attention, act by taking orders and serving food, and then deliver the final experience to the customer, completely autonomously. But to get that staff, you need the AI agent layer. This is what allows you to build, deploy, and scale intelligent AI agents. Tools like the OpenAI Agents SDK and AWS Bedrock Agents are, well, they're essentially your human resources department. This is what you use to hire, train, and scale up this intelligent kitchen staff, so you can handle a quiet Tuesday lunch lull just as smoothly as a packed Saturday night rush. And to make sure your newly hired agents don't accidentally bump into each other out there in the dining room, you use agent-tick frameworks. These are powerful organizers like LangGraph, Crew AI, Microsoft AutoGen, and Llama Index workflows. They basically provide the rules of engagement. They help your individual agents talk to each other, delegate tasks, and coordinate the entire meal service flawlessly. Because let's face it, you wouldn't want two waiters taking the exact same order from a table, and these frameworks provide exactly that kind of collision.
Of course, a modern kitchen relies on a lot of specialized equipment, right? Blenders, convection ovens, sous vide machines. In the AI stack, MCP, or the Model Context Protocol, connects your AI models to tools and data sources. Think of MCP as the universal electrical plugs in your kitchen. Whether your AI needs to connect to an external tool like GitHub, Slack, or Google Drive, MCP provides a safe, standardized plug so your master chef can safely operate any appliance without short-circuiting the whole restaurant.
Now, to keep the volume high across all these different tools, we introduce automation. The goal here is simple: automate workflows and supercharge productivity. If you've ever seen a massive commercial bakery, you know they rely heavily on conveyor belts. Automation is exactly that: the kitchen's conveyor belt system and scheduling board. It ensures that the very moment a dish is plated, the bell rings, and the next order ticket is printed, keeping the whole service moving efficiently without any human bottlenecking. The specific tools providing these automation belts are probably pretty familiar to a lot of you. We're looking at platforms like NN, Zapier, Make, Microsoft Power Automate, and Apache Airflow. By routing information automatically between your AI models and your databases, these platforms drastically supercharge the overall productivity of your AI workflows. They basically do the heavy lifting of moving data from point A to point B, which means your engineering team can focus on the food itself, not the logistics. So the crucial point is, with all this fast-paced cooking, autonomous staff, and automated conveyor belts running everywhere, things could get dangerous really quickly. That is why AI security is absolutely paramount to protect models, apps, and data with complete confidence. AI security is your strict health and safety inspector. Tools like NVIDIA NeMo guardrails, Microsoft Presidio, and Lucera Guard stand watch to make sure data stays private, the AI doesn't start spewing toxic recipes, and most importantly, that the kitchen is kept safe from literally catching fire. Finally, how do you actually know if your restaurant is any good? You need observability. This lets you monitor, trace, and improve AI performance over time. Think of this as the meticulous kitchen manager standing right at the pass, checking every single plate before it leaves the kitchen. Tools like Langsmith and Weights and Biases are constantly tracing performance, measuring exactly how long it takes to generate a response, and analyzing the quality of the output to ensure top-tier quality day in and day out. And there you have it, the overwhelmingly complex 11-layered tech stack, totally simplified into a fully functional AI kitchen. From your MasterChef LLMs to your hyper-organized vector database pantries, all the way to your diligent health inspector security protocols. It is one incredibly powerful ecosystem that offers truly endless possibilities. The tools are all laid out on the counter, the staff is hired and ready, so the only question left for you is what exactly will you build, scale, and innovate with AI today? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Now go get cooking.